Joe Biden expresses support for Israel Prime Minister. Hello lovely YouTube family, welcome back to Celebrity Binge. And today we will be talking about how the United States is standing with Israel in its tough times. The Israel-Palestine war is growing day by day and keeps on getting depressing. Numerous people have lost their lives, including little children, and thousands are injured. Among this, Joe Biden has finally stood up and decided to support Israel and is willing to assist in whatever way possible to bring this war to an end. Before we get to the details, make sure you are subscribed to our channel and hit that bell icon. For the first time, Joe Biden has declared a statement displaying support for a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza's militant leaders, Hamas, after a phone chat with Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. However, the US president stood short of calling for an immediate halt to the 8 days of Israel airstrikes and Hamas rocket barrages that have hit more than 200 people, the vast majority of them Palestine. The president reiterated his firm support for Israel's right to defend itself against indiscriminate rocket attacks, the White House statement said after the phone call, the second known call between the leaders in 3 days. He urged Israel to make every effort to assure the strength of innocent civilians. The two leaders considered progress in Israel's military orders against Hamas and other terrorist organizations in Gaza. The president showed his support for a ceasefire and explained U.S. engagement with Egypt and other partners towards the end. Israel gave out a fresh wave of airstrikes in the pre-dawn hours of Tuesday, smoothing a building in Gaza City. The Israel military said it had dropped 100 bombs and missiles against 65 targets. There were no instant reports of casualties. The military also shot down a drone approaching the Israel border in the northeast, far from Gaza fight. It did not say where the drone dawned, and the army could not immediately be attained for comment. The drone likely originated from Syria. On Tuesday, a strike propelled from Gaza executed 2 Thai workers inside a packaging mill in southern Israel and injured another 7 people, policemen reported. Israel's stories citing military officials suggested that Israel forces need to resume their military actions for another day or two before departing. Meantime, the US tackled for the 3rd time this week, selecting a joint UN Security Council bill calling for a stop to Israel-Palestine destruction. The White House press dictator Jen Psaki and the National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan stated the US was focusing instead on quiet, intensive diplomacy. Anthony Blinken, conversing in Denmark on Monday, said the US Secretary of State said the US was willing to assist if Israel and Hamas signal interest in settling resentments, but that the US wasn't obliging that they do so. Ultimately, it is up to the parties to make clear that they want to pursue a ceasefire, Blinken said, before nothing that it was a big world and we do have responsibilities. General hits were held on Tuesday in East Jerusalem, Arab villages within Israel, and in the Israel-occupied West Bank, with posts on social media displaying a Palestine flag and urging solidarity from the sea to the river. Palestine companies across East Jerusalem were shut off, even in the walled Old City. In the diverse Jewish Arab port city of Haifa in the northern Israel, protest organizer Raja Zatar told Reuters the revolution had closed 90% of businesses in Arab neighborhoods. Last month, the latest revolution began in East Jerusalem when Israel police crashed down on Palestine public gatherings during Ramadan. The Israel Supreme Court appointed to issue a decision, since lingered, on the endangered eviction of Palestine families by Jewish pioneers. Balances erupted last week after Israel police injured hundreds of Palestinians during rallies, and officers and riot equipment stormed an Al-Masta mosque, the third most sacred site in Islam. A U.S. government official, usual with Monday's call, reported to the Associated Press that the decision to not explicitly necessitate a ceasefire was deliberate. Biden and top aides are concerned about the mounting bloodshed and loss of innocent life. Still, the announcement echoes the White House's resolution to support Israel's right to shield itself from Hamas, the unnamed official said. Biden had been suffering growing pressure from his party to take a firmer line towards Israel and press for an urgent ceasefire. There is indignity from some Democrats over a Washington Post report that the authority had allowed the sale to Israel of $735 million worth of precision-guided bombs. On Monday night, the top U.S. military officer, Army General Mark Milley, predicted that the violence could grow. Let us all hope that these attacks will end soon and Israel and Palestine can come to a peaceful agreement. This is all for today. I hope you liked the video. If yes, let us know by giving it a like and share it with your friends to spread awareness. Stay subscribed and stay tuned to watch more knowledgeable videos like this one.